Hey folks, welcome back. I've had several questions over several of my channels on this alien abduction method here that I'm using with my hawk or my hawks, and there's some questions on about it, and I'm gonna see if I can answer a few of them while I'm out here at the muse here at night. One of the big questions is why is it called the alien abduction method, and that's kind of why I'm out here now. Well, all the interactions that I have with the bird after I trap him or her, all the interactions I have are at night and dark. Birds don't see very well at night, and they don't see. Matter of fact, when it's dark like this right here, they don't see at all. So I can interact with Bandit here, and if I have to use the light, you put it on a flashing mode like this, and they can't get their sight back quick enough to actually see what's going on. So the only interaction he has with me at first is at night when he can't see me. So it's almost like he's being abducted, right? So what I do at night is I take him out here. I got two different scales. One's in the garage, and then one's out here. And I'll weigh him. Keep track of his weight. I'll put the hood on him. The other thing I do is I put the hood on him, like right here, just in case. It's a safety measure. And then once I put the hood on him, I can turn the light on. But until I put the hood on, I try to do everything in the dark best I can, which is kind of tough. I've had a question about the method itself and why I use it, and why some birds react quicker to this method than others. What I found is basically this method itself is allowing the bird to make all the decisions. At least he or she thinks they're making the decisions based off hunger. So they decide when they're hungry enough to come to me for food. After like 3 days, 2 to 3 days, depending on the bird's condition, how sharp the bird is. When they're trapped, their hunger will start taking over. Like with Bandit here, Bandit was an extremely fat male when I caught him. He actually dropped about 18% of his body weight before he even decided he wanted any food. So if you folks recall, we've had a real warm fall. I mean, we're talking about, this is almost January right now, and we're at 74 degrees. So we've had a real warm fall and going into the winter. So with that being said, the bird's not dropping his weight as quickly. And his weight and how his condition determines how hungry he gets, and his hunger overrides his fear. And then what I do out here is, and I know I don't have any notes, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth, but what I'll do is after, say, day 3, I'll bring, let's see if I can get it on camera. I'll bring his food and I'll place it on his perch right here, right next to the door. And I'll leave it out here for 20 minutes, give him 20 minutes to eat it. If he doesn't eat it, I'll come back and I'll take it away. I do it nice and gently, try not to, what they call, spook him. And I'll take it away. So the following day I do the same thing, and what I'll do is I'll throw it away. The following day I'll do the same thing. And I don't use a lot of food, something about big as my pinky here. And I keep doing that. And until he decides to eat. Okay, once he eats, then again, I'll bring another piece out here the next day. And what happens is, what I'm looking for is a reaction, right? I'm trying to give him 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I come get it. But once he gets to the point where he's ready to eat, he knows that I'm not coming out here to hurt him or anything else. I'm actually coming out here to place food on this perch and then leave. he'll eventually, or he eventually just came over here and ate. And I try to listen out and see how long it takes for him to do that. And each day, what I've learned so far, once he decides to eat that food the first day, whatever day, you know, whether if it takes, let's say it took him 15 minutes to go and get that food, the following day it'll take him at least half that time. So he'll do it within half that time, and then the next day he'll do that within half the time. And then eventually, what I'm looking for is eventually when I come out here to feed him, I try to do it at the same time every day. You don't always get to do that, but eventually he will be waiting on this perch for you, or somewhere close. Maybe not exactly where you're going to set the food, but he'll be waiting on the perch, anticipating the food. And that's what you're looking for. What you're looking for is the fact that he wants to come to you, to me. I'm looking for it. He wants to come to me, towards me. Maybe not all the way to me, but at least he's coming to me or at me for food, right? Or getting closer. He's not getting further away. He's actually wanting to jump toward me, or actually, you know, get closer. So anticipating me leaving food and leaving. When he gets to that point, which is the video that I posted yesterday, then what I want to do is I want to encourage him. Give him the opportunity to step toward me to eat. Even if he don't step onto the glove, at least step closer to the perch while I'm standing there to eat. Because that shows trust. It shows that he's not seeing me as much of a threat as he did. And he knows I'm a source of food. To him, that's all this is really about at the end of the day. It's not that we're becoming friends. He's not a wild bird anymore. He's going to always be a wild bird. He's captured out of the wild. He will always be a wild bird. But we're not becoming friends. He's just seeing me as a source of food. So once he sees me as a source of food, and he understands that I'm not going to hurt him, or at least up to this point, I haven't hurt him, right? Everything's been his choice. He's been out here in this muse on his own. No one's bothered him. He gets to sit here all these windows and watch me work outside in the yard, working on the whatever I'm doing in the yard. He gets to see that. I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm not, you know, poking through the windows with my fingers and stuff like that. He just continues to see me out there in the yard. And the only time he sees me in the muse is when I'm bringing food, right? Other than at night. Now, he don't see me at night. He don't realize that's me. Something's happening to him at night. It's at dark. He can't see. All I'm doing is weighing him, and I put him back. I don't fiddle around with him. I just do what I need to do and put him back, because I got to track his weight. So at no time in his interactions with me does he know it's me, and except for the fact that I set food up there and I walk away, set food up there, and I come back and get it. So he learns that he's got a certain time frame to take that food. If he doesn't, it's going to go. It's going to leave. I'm coming back to get it. And again, I'm not here to mess with him. I'm here to put that food there, take it away. Put it there, take it away. And he's realizing that I'm a source of food. Now, part of what determines how long it takes is how healthy the bird is, basically, when you catch them, when you trap them. And Bandit here was, I want to say, I think I put it in one of my posts. I don't have my notes here, but I want to say it was at 39.8, I believe it was. He got all the way down to 31.7 or something like that before he decided to eat. So he lost right at 18% of his body weight before he decided to take the food off the perch. All right, so going back to where I was at. So once he's sitting here waiting for me, right? He's sitting here waiting for me. Then I will come in here, and like I did yesterday, I placed a little bit of food on the perch. I stood there, allowed him to eat it. And then the following day, I came back out here, still waiting again. So this time, instead of putting the food on the perch, I left it in my glove. So he still wouldn't come to me, which is no big deal. Then I set my glove up on the perch. So the same place I usually set the food, I just set my glove up there. and he came and ate it. Then I backed it away from the perch, and eventually he had to make the decision whether he wanted to come forward. And the fact that he actually hopped to the perch and came toward me to get the food was the major reward there. So the bonus was the fact that he actually stepped out to my glove, and I actually got him to step up on the glove because he got to make the decision, right? He reached out for the food. He had one foot on the perch and one foot on the glove. And the first time he actually stepped back, which was fine, which is actually a good thing because now he could see that he had he was in control, right? He was in control whether he wanted to step up or step back. And if he stepped back, nothing was going to happen. So the next time, I guess, when he was given that same decision, he decided to step up to the glove. And of course, at that point, he saw nothing bad happen either. So the more he gets to interact with me like that and everything's positive, nothing's negative, the better. The more he's going to build trust, not friendship. It's not about friendship, but trust. Knowing the routine, there's a routine, right? He understands the routine. And during that routine, he has no reason to fear me, at least me. I'm still only a food source to him. I'm not a friend, but he's learning two things with me. He's learning that I'm a food source, and he's learning that he can trust me not to harm him, right? Not to hurt him. I'm not, even though I'm still a predator to him, I'm not. He's learning that I'm not going to hurt him. So once he'll get where he comes to me inside the muse here, and all this is hunger based, right? If he's over there with a full crop, fat and everything else, he has no reason to come to me for food. I mean, he can. I mean, he can be a glutton, come to me for food if I got it. And they will. They'll come to you if you got food, no matter how much how fat they are, they'll keep coming. But the whole point of this is to take him out here to hunt with him, right? Not to be his buddy, not to be his friend, not to leave him in his muse, but to actually hunt with him. In order to get him out here to hunt and to be reliable, we have to figure out his weight, his proper weight. And what proper weight is the right weight, along with being hungry, to go out here and hunt reliably and come back to me. And not to go fly up in a tree and sit and be able to not get him back down. So we got to figure that out, and we don't want him to be what they call too sharp or too low of a condition, especially for too long. It's okay to lower the weight quickly, but not leave it low. When you're not hunting him or hunting your bird, you need to bring the weight back up and then drop it back down when it's, becoming a hunting day. So that's kind of like I said, I don't have any notes here. I got asked a few questions about this, and I wanted to come out here and talk about it while I was checking on him tonight. Bring you folks along, and I probably gonna have even more questions about this, because this is not a traditional manning, what they call manning method. Once he'll come to me reliably, then that's considered to be manned. But the next step here with him is getting him to come to me a little bit more reliable, where he doesn't hesitate. He's still hesitating to come to me. So I'm gonna bring his weight down a little bit more, bring that hunger up, get him to come to me a little bit more, a little bit quicker response. Then I'll get him out here in a day or so, when I'm probably looking to drop him about another ounce. And we're gonna get him back here on the creance outside and start his flights to me and see how he does with that. And of course, then we'll work that up until he gets to be reliable. Then we'll do his first free flight. All right, folks, well, I hope this answered some questions. I've shined this light in here enough on him now. Oh yeah, going back to doing this night stuff here, right? Once he'll come to me, once he comes and actually feeds off the glove like he did the other day, then I don't have to do this stuff at night anymore. The alien abduction method's kind of over at that point. At that point, I can come in here during the day and collect his jesses, ease over to him, collect his jesses, and come over here and weigh him. The alien abduction stuff is more so he don't have to fear me, right? And so once he's coming to me even if I got to put a tidbit on the glove to get him to come to me, to weigh him, that's not the big of a deal. But yeah, so now we kind of passed this coming out here tonight thing and collecting him up and putting him on the perch. I'm actually putting him on the scale and then put him back in here. One of the routines I do, and I've started doing from day one, and I still do it, every time I collect a bird to take him out of the mews, I always put a hood on him. And I know some people do and some people don't, and that's kind of a personal preference, but just something I always have done and I still do. And he's getting really good about being hooded. He'll resist at first, maybe once or twice, and then he'll just sit there and sit still and completely let me put the hood on him. So it's working out okay. Yeah, it took a lot more days than I'd like, but on this particular bird, but he was a real fat bird. So, all right, folks, got any questions, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Thank you.